Ruby, the guardian just told me, is an compulsive licker. Now, dogs can be OCD. So sit. So what I do is every time she goes to lick me, I just pull my hand away. Now it seems like, oh my God, we're just doing this over and over. There we go. But if she licks and I continue to pet her, then she thinks that's okay. So now I can distract her a little bit like this with a treat and get into petting her without allowing her to lick me. Now, one thing I noticed Gavin did is he put his paw on top of me when I started petting him. That's a dominance move. That's telling you what to do. So, again, I don't believe in punishing dogs, but I do believe in consequences. So if I reach over to pet you, I'm going to give you some attention, but I don't want to be licked. So as soon as you start licking me, I pull my arm away, and we do that consistently. After a while, the dog's like, oh, so as soon as I start licking, you stop doing the thing that I want? Well, I'll stop licking you. Now, licking can be a way of appeasement. It can be a way of showing respect. It can be a way of giving a kiss. It also can be a way of marking, if it's profuse, if it's non-stop. And it can also, like I said, be compulsive. So just like anything else, I mean, we have, let's see if we can get her to come around and dance. Let's turn around a little bit more. Come here, sweetheart. You can do it. There we go. So you can probably see she's got an enlarged nipple, and that's from over licking herself. So there's probably some compulsion here. A lot of times that happens when a dog is overly or understimulated. So I'm bored, when there's a nipple, I'll just lick that, and then lick it too much, it gets inflamed. So for Gavin, every time that he puts his paw up on your arm, immediately stop petting him. But even better than that, if I'm the dog and I have my paws in the ground, and I reach up and put it on top of the guy's arm, this is usually when people disagree. When it's up here. This is when you should disagree. When it's leaving here and you see it coming. So as soon as the dog lifts up his paw, we retract. And I retract by bending at the elbow away. I don't reprimand the dog. I say, and as soon as the paw goes down, then I try again. And I did this earlier with him, and he kind of, eventually the paw stopped going up as high, and then finally just stood because he realized as soon as I told him what to do, he's going to stop. Then I lay down. I was going to say crash because that's my word. So anything your dog is doing that you don't like, licking, putting his paw on you, invading your personal space, don't pet it. Whatever your dog is doing when you pet it is what you're reinforcing.
Okay.
So there you go. See if I can pet you without a lick. Sit. How about petting you without you running away? It's like, no, you have no treats. I'm not going to do it anymore. Sit. So again, you're going to find yourself doing a lot of this. So maybe come up with a family watchword for that. Licking, and you just immediately pull your arm back. We don't argue. We don't say, Ma, I wanted her to lick me. No. If Mom says licking, we just pull our arms back.
Tongue.
And then what I do, whenever I'm correcting a dog or disagreeing with it, sit, down. And then I give the dog an alternative command so that I can end the exercise using positive reinforcement. Lay down. Now, as soon as the dog gets out of a lay down, then I stop petting him. One last little thing about petting your dog. When your dog feels good about itself, its nose is parallel to the ground or tilted upward. When a dog is insecure, its nose is shaded down or pointed down. When we pet a dog on top of the head, they have a tendency to move their head orientation down. When we pet them here, their nose has a tendency to go up. So I like to get in a habit of petting a dog under its chin in kind of a rolling motion like this. Now some dogs will like turn away at first. Sometimes it's because they don't feel that it's appropriate for them. They feel like I shouldn't have my nose up. I don't feel confident about myself. It is one of those things that can make, you can fake it till you make it. So after a while, the dog will just consistently do this. And after a while, you'll see a dog, you do this, and the dog is like, it just feels really good about itself. Now, if the butt is here and the head is here, I can scratch the butt too. I'm not saying you can't pet your dog anywhere else. But we want to make an effort, if everything else is equal and we have access to under the chin, that's where we pet our dog.
What about when...
Real quick, let me just end this little segment and we'll talk about, we'll answer your question often. So anything your dog is doing that you don't want to do it, make sure you stop petting and engaging with your dog. If you have to, stand up. If you have to, stand up and turn your arms away. Be uninteresting. Wait a second when your dog calms down. Go back to try to pet it. One last little thing. Excited is not happy. Most people confuse excited for happy when it comes to dogs. A dog can be excited and happy, it can be excited, not happy, it can be happy and calm. So if you pet your dog when it's unbalanced state of mind of being excited, that makes it hard. Each time you do it, they're going to get a little bit more excited, a little bit more excited. This typically happens when we come home. Come home, the dog jumps up, and we pet and reward the dog for jumping up on us. When you come home, just ignore your dog. Don't talk to it. Don't tell it no. Just walk by. As soon as you get this energy, reach over and say what, sit, down, whatever, down. There we go. So she's already picking up on it. And then we pet the dog. But if I go like this and the dog starts wiggling and bounces up, I pull my arm back and then I just walk away. I continue to do what I'm doing. I don't reprimand the dog. The thing that got you excited isn't going to happen. And over time, when you come home, the dogs will just learn. If I just sit here quietly, they'll pet me. And then when you bring guests in, the dogs have practiced with you. When a guest is here, if I just sit here quietly in front of the guest will hook me up with a treat or they'll pet me. But if I start getting spazzy, they won't have anything to do with me. They don't disagree, they just don't engage with me. So keeping an eye on what you do and how you interact with your dogs is a good way of training your dogs to do the behavior that you want them to do.